Do you have a high water bill? Do you have low pressure in your house? Do you have thick, luscious vegetation in one part of your land and the other is so dried out? If you do, my friends, you have a water leak. Do you know how I know this? Because I just had this problem just a few days ago. And so, how do you, as a novice, how do you handle big repairs such as a water leak, even when you just have one property and you're starting out? You see, water is so powerful and water does cause a high repair. Now, I have this apartment. It's a 2-unit apartment. I have one water supply and my bill has steadily been increasing every month. I didn't realize it back in February because the bill increase was only a little. 109 to 120 to 130 to 140 to 150. Last month was 200 and this month is 300. So I'm like, something is wrong. Why am I paying 300 now every month for a water bill? And so what I did was, number one, I went with my plumber to check into the 2 units. So we checked the toilet, we checked the vanity, we checked the kitchen, we checked the washing machine, we checked the ceiling for any water leaks, both in the 1st unit and the 2nd unit. And guess what? There was no water leak anywhere inside the house. So, where am I outside? Where? Of course, then I have to rule out inside first before the outside. So after ruling it out with a plumber, we then went inside. And guess what did I find? Every piece of grass was actually green and dead. So it was really very difficult for me to find out if it was really underground. But my water bill was high. So next, I went to the water meter. My plumber tested the water meter. We shut off one house. Well, first we shut off both properties and we could not hear any gushing of water. Now we turned one unit. One unit was dead quiet. We shut that off and we turned the other side, which is the garage side. And guess what? It was continuously gushing with water. And you know what? Both properties were actually not using any water. Because why? I told my tenants, hey, I'm coming in to inspect your water, so don't use any water. So even when they were not using water, there was consumption of water. Can you imagine consumption of water even without using? So that means I have an exterior leak. So we went outside. And like I said earlier, everything was dry. There was no muddy sand. But what I noticed was outside the building, before the pipe goes in, the gutter where it plunged into the soil, right? It was actually sunk. I'm like, that's weird. It never happened before. And so what I did after that, I called the water supply company. They usually do not take care of any water meter or your water lines from the house onto your yard, onto the garage. They usually take care of the water meter and the line, anything before the house. But I asked them, hey, can you come anyway to check on the water meter? Because you know, with the new water meters now, they actually have a sophisticated instrument that would tell if there's a water leak. So today we actually, and I'm going to show you that video, we actually were there in the property with the water company. And guess what? My suspicion was right. I have an exterior water leak. And they have a gadget that can detect water leaks, a very expensive gadget. And that's what I'm going to show you. So, my dear friends, if you're a novice in this apartment space, in this real estate investing, and how do you prepare for big repairs such as a water problem, woo-hoo-hoo, even when you're starting out, these are called capital expenditures, where you actually would need to figure this out figure it into your apartment math calculation. So when you buy properties, these are already factored in. Your roofing, your siding repair, your heating, and including water problem. So I asked myself, what caused that water line to break? And I could not figure it out because number one, it was built in the 1960s, so fairly recent. It's the black PEX pipe. It's not the old cast iron or old lead pipe. So what I could just, after Googling and researching, the most likely cause of this water leak is the shift in the ground, the shift in the soil, because the earth continuously moved. And most likely, that's what caused the leak. So I'll keep you posted on what I found out after figuring out this water leak source and troubleshooting, repairing this water leak source. So if you want to know more, my name is Ria. I'm a family medicine physician and a geriatric physician by profession. And I wrote the book, Apartment Prescription. It's how I found, bought, and paid for 50 apartment units. And now my husband and I have over 75 apartment units. So I will be doing a live webinar this August 27. That's a Saturday at 11 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. So if you want to know more about how I started, how I grew my apartment business, come join me in my webinar, August 27, 11 a.m. Say wealth cannot wait in the comment section below and I'll try to touch base with you. Let us go! Wealth cannot wait!